Y'all ramped up the anti-free speech shit. We're ramping up the anti-white stuff.
Do you think white people are under attack?
I totally do. You're demented.
Okay. You think white people are under attack? But it's good.
No.
I think
no. So you're sitting on here you're like, yeah, F white people did it. Can you imagine if you did that about one other group?
Yeah, it would be bad and wrong.
Yeah, so it's
but
bad
it's
with
funny
white
when
people.
it's funny and cool and good.
Okay,
when it's for white
it
people.
used to be funny when you could do it to everyone. When you could make like
no,
it was funny when it was universal. You could make fun of everyone. But now that you can only make fun of white people, it's like, oh, like that's low hanging fruit. Like come up with a better joke.
No, I agree.
You know that's what I'm saying.
No, I agree.
Like,
I agree with that.
Anymore.
I think it's like super basic, which is why we should adopt the European style racism, which is like
banter.
Yeah, ethnic.
Right.
Well, make fun of Polish people on the virtue of their Polishness or that sort of thing. That's what we should be adopting, but not the anti-Romani part of it.
Well, if it's like your friends, I think dude, my friend Dave is Punjabi. He's always going on me or going on our friend who's like a hillbilly, and we're always like, fuck you, get back.
Yeah.
And
good. That's
but
fine.
banter,
just fun stuff.
Banter needs to come back
for sure.
Banter is great.
But yeah, as far as the anti-white stuff, the white people are people of color.
Oh no, this one.
They are.
This slapped. This slapped. I haven't even seen this, but I know it slapped. Okay.
It did.
Oh my god. By the way, people are unironically asking what your skincare routine is.
I'll give you all my skin after we watch this.
Okay.
White light is made up of a bunch of different colors on the visible light spectrum. The word white functions as a color in every single language that I speak. So I'd appreciate if the racism against white people stopped immediately. White people are people of color. Stop trying to marginalize their voices. Stop trying to silence white voices. White voices matter. White lives matter. White people are people of color. So stop excluding them from the fray.
Love that.
Period.
That was you changed my mind.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just had to educate you a little on visible light spectrum.
Yeah, no, that was brilliant. You had to go to the sciences.
Yeah.
You had to go to the hard
sciences.
Yeah.
The science.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
See, that's a real thing the CDC should have told us.
Done.
That white people are a color.
Yeah.
So
if they had done that,
anti-whiteness.
dude, if they had done that, people would have stopped dying of COVID in March. I don't know how, but it would have helped.
I think that, if we're going to be serious about it, I think that, oppression on the virtue of whiteness is not a real thing, obviously, because whiteness as a concept is, built around dominance and exclusion. That's why, Barack Obama is not considered a white person, but a black person.
He leans into his blackness. He doesn't. My friends don't even know he's mixed race. He totally leans into his black
because it doesn't
side.
matter. No one would ever be like Barack Obama's white.
But
you know what I mean?
if he's the one who says he's black, etc., he doesn't say he's mixed race. So no, he's not white, and he's not black. He's mixed.
But it doesn't matter. Even if he said he's mixed, you're pro logic. You're saying everyone that's everyone that's mixed doesn't say they're biracial. The point is, it comes from the one drop rule, right? You know this, I think. You were educated in America.
Yes, but I'm not living in slave time, so I've moved on.
I know, but that's where that comes from. It's not like it changed. You know
what
what
do
I
you
mean?
If someone's considered black or not, you're saying?
Yeah, it's a fundamental part of American societal development. Is it came with the preservation of slavery early on, and all of the fucking attitudes haven't changed. You're black, and the reason why you're black and not something different. No, I know you know this, but the reason why the reason why Barack Obama is black is because he has at least one drop or more of black genes in him that slavers
a lot of black people don't think biracial people are full black. That's kind of a new movement. So are you speaking for the black kings and queens?
So there's a lot of intra-community fighting on shit like that. There's also colorism, yada yada.
So just talking.
I personally don't give a shit. Obviously, it's not my business per se. I do watch. Felix and I both watch from afar.
You do. Just to keep in the culture.
We are. Yeah,
I think I'm gonna get involved soon, though.
Oh,
I'm gonna be like the CIA in Syria and just start funding all different types of groups.
Yeah.
I think it's time. I think everyone needs to hear from me on this issue.
Yeah, I agree.
But ultimately, yeah, it's just like that's the reason why whiteness in and of itself is not like something you can call out unless you're like a huge bitch. You know what I mean? Like, anyone that fucking cries about like white people being attacked is like on the basis of being white and not on the basis of being like a worker or any other kind of like actual fucking marginalization is a huge bitch.
For
100%.
me, it has to do with we can't talk or even make a joke about anyone else, but you can you can hate speech, which I don't believe in, white people, and you're not consequenced for it at all. So
Because it's not real.
It's right
it's not
in
real.
your. What's not real about it?
Hate speech against white people is not real. 100%. Like, if it was real, then like it can't be real because it's about dominance. Like whiteness is not a real thing.
You're I don't believe white people are supreme to everyone else, but you do, or you believe that
No,
society
I don't think.
makes them
I don't
supreme?
think.
I'm not a
people are-
white supremacist.
I don't think white people are supreme to anyone else. What I'm simply stating is that whiteness as a concept, historically and in contemporary society, is used as the dominant class of individuals. And whiteness as a concept has expanded throughout history. There was a time when Irish people were not considered white. There was a time when Greek people were not considered white. There was a time when Polish people were not considered white.
Italians, yeah,
Jews,
really.
Italians, right? So that concept has expanded to create a larger in-group. Now Hispanics are considered white as well. You have white
y'all.
Hispanics. So, have you met a Cuban person? They definitely consider themselves to be white and are very white in general, depending on...
See, and I also don't attach certain qualities to skin color. Like, this is a whiteness. This is
No,
this
I
is
know, but
functioning
as a
whiteness.
political concept, that's where the history comes from, and that's precisely what it's being utilized as, ultimately, and that's exactly the reason why, from a political point of view, it's like hate speeching someone against white, hate speeching people for being white is ridiculous, and that's why everybody intrinsically understands that it's ridiculous. That's why like most white people would laugh when you say someone is a C word. I can't believe I'm saying C word now because I don't want to get banned, but that's the reason.
Well, we'll move on so we don't get you banned.
No, it's fine. I mean, I as long as you don't call someone the C word.
Got it.
Well, dude, you just showed us a video of you being a white supremacist. What do you mean?
Oh, I think he means like the white
Oh.
people of color video. I think that's as somebody who constantly says things that I know are going to like upset people or like get a reaction. It's just like the type of person I am. I can tell when someone else is doing that. Like you didn't really. I don't believe that you got up and you're like, oh, I've realized this thing that white people.
We all
are
know
people.
I was making a
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Unless you're...
No, I'm saying that you're not making. I'm saying that it's like you're like, damn, I know this is really gonna get people.
But I'm
gonna get yelled at, and I want to get yelled at.
I
Like,
mean,
don't
it was
really-
funny and
Yeah.
pushy, but
Yeah.
I mean, I stand by my...
Do you think you could be like anti? You think you could be bigoted against straight people?
Straight?
Yeah, straight people.
I mean, sure, I think you could be have something against straight people. Yeah.
Like if someone was like fucking breeders, like, do you think that that's like hate speech?
I
To
mean,
the
I don't
same-
believe in hate speech, so any way you toss
But
and turn
would you make a defense of like people being anti-straight in the same way that you did for people being anti-white?
Only if people weren't allowed to make gay jokes, then I sure as hell would.
So you're saying heterophobia is technically you're strategically saying heterophobia could be real if homophobia is real.
Yeah.
Do you think homophobia is real?
I think there's people that hate gays, yeah, and I think there's gays who have things against straights as well. I mean, I don't see that as often as the anti-white stuff.
You think there's gays against straights?
Huh?
You think there's like actual heterophobia?
I don't know, but I think there could be for sure.
I mean, it's like, but you understand, right? It's like the default is like considered straightness, right? So that's part of the reason why it's like ridiculous if someone was like, oh, I can't believe they're making fun of breeders or making fun of cishet people. Like, it would just be ridiculous.
Well, there's a lot more straight people in the world than white people as well, so. I think
What?
white people are a global minority, technically.
Well,
so I think white people are a minority. They're a global minority.
Well, that's because whiteness in and of itself
Oh, because you're saying, but
is built on purity. So the
Right.
only way to preserve whiteness or white people is literally by making sure that miscegenation doesn't happen.
But this whiteness concept, whiteness as being like a belief or what I reject that and attaching that belief system to a skin color.
But let me put it this way. He's just saying like how America like moves the goalpost for like what is white, where it's like, all right, we gotta like expand it for this people like they did with like Irish people and like Jews and shit.
Yeah.
Just like that, it's in the same way that like if you're a Chinese guy in China, that's being white there, kind of. Or if you're like, if you're a Gulfi in Saudi Arabia, you're white there.
Right.
Same deal. You
know?
Like it's just the default mode. It's the default in group, whatever the default like character class is. You know what I mean? That's just whiteness here in Western, in America especially, because like the concept of black and white is like pretty American the way that we understand it. It's like unique, and that is it just means you're in the in class, that you're in the dominant in group.
Okay, well, you keep hating on white people whenever you want. I'll defend them, but don't get mad when I make a joke about someone
Okay,
else.
but how... Okay, can you tell me an example of how you would defend the white race, then, if it is a race, without, like, coming across like a Nazi?
Well, no, if I mean,
miscegenation, there's no problem with that, right?
There was a literal genocidal Twitter space where a group of people.
He's talking about my group chats.
It's real. Y'all, they were calling for white people to literally be exterminated, like sent to camps, literally. And you might think it's funny. They were.
You think it's funny though?
No, I think
no
that's
shot.
wrong.
You think that's?
But you know that they're not gonna get it together. They're not.
Well, they're not. No, they're not gonna do. But I'm against that type of like. It's not cute.
Okay, but notice how you immediately went to like what the other side is saying and your reaction to the other side. Is there a way where you can assume a defensive position to defend the honor and sanctity of the white race without coming across like a Nazi?
Sure, just like people defend the black race, defend the Latino.
So you're saying white pride, like as opposed to black pride?
No, if you can have black pride, then you don't have to hate on white people, or white persons shouldn't have to hate themselves either.
Well,
you're not a white supremacist just because you think, oh, shit, I don't take responsibility for what my ancestors did and I don't hate my skin color. That's not being a white supremacist.
That's not what we're talking about, though. No one should hate their own skin color. That's ridiculous. But, why do you think there's a association with white pride and white supremacy? Do you understand why there's an association with white pride and white supremacy?
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Because they're fucking culture vultures. Because they're fucking culture vultures. They saw black pride, they saw black power, and they were like, that shit's good. We got to do it ourselves. And that's why they were like, white power.
If you can have black pride, if you can have Latino pride, if you can have this, that, the other pride, then you can have white pride.
But we got to go back really far, right? Got to go back World War I. This is where everything got fucked up before that. This is really what fucked things up, right? Because it was like, okay, what's the biggest white group in America? It's Germans. Germans took over. Every American's German. Germans, though, when they were showing up, they had their own shit. They took over Wisconsin. They were doing cool shit. They were doing cool shit there. They had their own thing going all over the place. World War I happens. This war that America should have never been involved in. We have nothing to do with these fucking cousins fighting. We have nothing to do with it. But they whipped everyone up.
Terrible war. Destroy the Ottoman Empire.
Yes.
Not good.
Fuck that war. They whipped everyone up. They whipped everyone up against the Germans. They're like, it's the fucking Germans' fault. Fuck them. And all these Germans in America were like, we're not German, we're American. And they give up everything. They have no more identity. And then time passes. And then, they can't go back to being German. They can't wear the fucking lederhosen and eat the sausage and do all the shit, the sewer socialism. They can't do that anymore. So if they're getting into any ethnic pride at all, they're just like, pan-whiteism. And it's stupid because it's like all those countries they're born to fight each other. Mm-hmm. All the European countries, they all hate each other.
Even though they're all quite literally directly related to one another, especially the royal classes are fucking each other and they're all cousins at the same time. Yeah. So much so that they have their own genetic inbreeding diseases that you can trace back to specific royal families. Anyway.
But I'm just saying every place has something to be proud of. Germans should be into being German.
I totally agree.
Even I think that agree. It's like all their shit's cool.
So that's what the difference is, though.
People,
Like,
they should do their shit.
people can trace back their lineage, and most white people, almost all white people, even if they have become Americanized after like a million fucking generations of being here, can trace back their lineage to a specific, country. Like,
right.
White people are like, I'm German and Irish, blah blah blah, right? You know what I mean? Like, if you're living in Chicago, you're Polish. Doesn't matter what you are. If you live in fucking the tri-state, you're Italian. Doesn't matter what your background is.
Right.
You're just fucking Italian. Massachusetts, area, New England, Irish, and a cop. That's where all the cops come from. So the point is, like, black people obviously don't have that because of racism and slavery.
We can't trace our...
Right.
Can
Can you trace your roots back to like what specific country it
when
comes
my
from?
ancestors sold us into slavery? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't do that because of chattel slavery, which is why it was like a collective identity created from the intergenerational trauma and having to, associate with a new thing. But that's it. But that is the main difference between like people having, pride or black pride and white pride. That's the main difference, is that like the oppressor taking on the SJW shit of an actually oppressed group.
I wasn't championing white pride. I was championing not hating on white people in the same way you shouldn't hate on any other race. And if you do want to hate on white people, don't cancel someone from work for making a comment about someone else. And I stand by, and there's nothing like that's my view.
I'm of the personal opinion. I mean, really the only guy who thinks this, that all races should be friends. The first guy to ever
Fucking
say
base,
that.
dude. Fucking base. Holy shit. Anyway, okay. But yeah, there's a
My
difference
friend Ben
between...
Morris says hi. I'm sorry. I should have said that.
Hi,
earlier.
Ben.
There's a difference between like, someone in Nigeria who has like Nigerian pride versus an African descendant of slaves here in America. That's where that, that's the main difference, is that
We were slaves,
people were victim to chattel slavery. But yeah, that was really brave take. Thank you.
I know.
I just thought someone needed
to say it.
brave, especially after MLK Day. I really appreciated that.
Well, some would say I was inspired.
Okay, so white people are under attack. We established that. Probably the most oppressed, I would say.
For sure.
If there's a group of people
in America,
oh yeah, totally. I mean, I can't. Same with cisgender people, obviously, heterosexuals, all that. Especially if you're an anti-vaxxer.
Oh, they are the most
under attack.
marginalized.
No one else.
Too, for
Agreed.
Sure.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, no one. It's like,
No one disagrees with that.
where's
at all.
the MLK for anti-vaxxers?
We're waiting on him and praying on him.
You know what I mean? I have a
I'm
dream
praying.
that, anti-vaxxers and
get along
vaccinated
with
can get away.
vaxxers.
Yeah, exactly. That we can all go to Applebee's for $5 jalapeno
Without a
toppers.
passport at the front.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, what else? Felix, you got any other, it's the worst time in history to be white. Yeah.